Macca's Guides.
Hey guys, Macca here with the new Trials expansion. This one's called Crash and Sunburn. As always, I'm here bringing you the Squirrels guide. There are 18 squirrels, starting off with the Track Swamp Rider. From checkpoint 3, go off the ramp, bail up and over the giant movable object, making sure to fall kind of underneath it before it moves in order to grab the squirrel. Then next up, we are on Amazon Warrior, reaching checkpoint number 9 after doing a backflip. At this point, you want to reverse and end up in this hole. And once you're inside of here, you need to basically maneuver your way through this set of obstacles. There are checkpoints halfway through, but it can be a little bit tricky if you don't know exactly where you're looking to land or exactly what you're trying to do. At the end of this, you will grab the squirrel on your way out, and I also believe you'll grab an optional achievement or trophy along the way. We are then on Iguaza Rises. May have said that wrong, correct me if I did, but go from checkpoint 4 through to checkpoint 5. At checkpoint 5, you'll go up a ramp and then there'll be a waterfall in front of you. What you want to do is bail out early and go underneath the ramp through the waterfall where all good video game secrets are hidden and find the squirrel there. Next up, we are on checkpoint number 6 of Machu Picchu. This one's actually really long, but not too hard. From checkpoint 6, you'll end up on a ramp that moves as you get on it. Move your way all the way to the end of the ramp, and then with all of your speed, begin rolling backwards. I'm using the Mantis bike for reference, and if you do this correctly, you should be able to end up inside of this kind of secret little entrance here in the back. And as you step on this platform, you will get a green beam of light that kind of shines through the roof to let you know that you've done the first step. At this point, what you need to do is exit this area and then basically try to complete the track. As you go through the track, I'll fast forward here a little bit in the video, but you'll reach the very end and there will be a green beam, and as you ride into it, you'll be abducted by aliens. Once you're abducted by aliens, you will be in outer space, and you have to complete this whole section in order to get the squirrel at the end, as well as get an optional achievement or trophy for visiting outer space. Now, this track can be a little bit difficult, especially on the Mantis, I found. I'm not sure if it's easier on the Rhino. But you're basically going to be riding along these wheels and making sure you use the gravity of the track in order to kind of influence which way you're leaning and whatnot. It took me about 20 faults to get through this, which isn't too bad. And by far the hardest part is the last checkpoint, as it requires you to do maybe 3 or 4 tasks within one, at once without any checkpoints in between. So it can be a little bit difficult at the end here. Nonetheless, once you reach the end, pick up that squirrel, ride your way out, get your achievement or trophy on your way out, and we'll go to the next level. Next up, we are on Fascinating Favela, going past checkpoint 10 through checkpoint 11 and to checkpoint number 12. Here, what we want to do is fall kind of down onto the small balcony and ride inside of a secret back room to find the squirrel. Then on the level Wasted Potential, go through checkpoint number 4 and land at checkpoint number 5, coming to a complete stop. Once you're at a complete stop, back up and reverse into the pipe in order to enter a sort of a mini game. If you do fail the mini game, it's fine. You will end up going back to checkpoint 5 and you just have to try again. For this mini game, you have to do the correct order of left and right. So I believe it's right, left, left, right, left. Follow the video just in case. And what I would recommend also doing is, if you are trying to follow in a specific direction, use that Y or triangle button in order to grab the ramp, in order to be able to control which direction you're actually going. Once you reach the bottom, though, make sure you pick up that squirrel, and you're on your way out. Moving to the African continent, we are on Hotel Namibia, past checkpoint number 2 through to checkpoint number 3, and at this point we want to bail out nice and high and try to grab onto one of these light fixtures that will burst when we hit it with a squirrel inside. Then we are on Old Gondwana, and checkpoint number 2, drop down into the hole between the ramps in order to find a secret cave, so to say. And inside of here are, in my opinion, a fairly tricky set of obstacles. The one in the middle is especially tricky. The rest aren't too bad. But you basically just have to navigate your way through, and there's all these kind of sinking platforms, and you got to make sure you watch out and don't accidentally fall in the water or touch the bottom. Once you make your way to the end, pick up that squirrel. Arrival City, right at the very beginning of the track. Reverse, bail out behind you, fall into the kind of small sewer hole in order to grab the squirrel here. Our next level is called Freshly Caught. We are on checkpoint number 7. What we need to do is navigate basically directly under us. You want to hook your tire and do a little bit of a front flip to land both wheels down, and then just start reversing until you grab that sneaky squirrel. We are now on sustainable mining at checkpoint 8. If you drop down at the very beginning of that checkpoint, you can find a secret crystal cave underneath you. There's an optional achievement / trophy there. But if you go a little bit further to the last jump before the end of the level, you can actually drop straight down and then bail out into a minecart to find the squirrel. On the level Abutting Hope, what we want to do is reverse. There will be an elevator behind us. Stop in the elevator and let it take you down into the underworld. Once you're here, you just have to navigate through to the end. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure if there are checkpoints, but this part can be a little bit tricky. It's all about timing and trying to basically make sure that you don't get hit by any of these buzzsaws. And you can try to, imitate my timing here, but I think it just comes with a little bit of practice. The Gilded Coast, checkpoint number 10. What we want to do is just bail up and try to grab onto one of these spinning things. You'll see the left stick on the left of the screen here. You want to basically use your character with the rotation of the circle to gain a little bit of extra momentum, and just toss yourself up every time, and then eventually the squirrel's at the top here. If you do fall, just restart the checkpoint and try again. Then the next level we have is called On the Ice. We've reached checkpoint number 10. From this checkpoint, you want to bail backwards and end up in the shipping container. You can do it a lot more elegantly than me, but if you kind of squiggle your way through, eventually you'll land on that push pad and it'll turn green. Once it does, press B to reset your bike and go to the next checkpoint, past checkpoint 11 to checkpoint number 12, and then you can reverse and fall into the secret laser lab. This is another kind of silly side area where you have to navigate through. This one I think is pretty generous on the checkpoints, luckily, although it is on the slightly more difficult side in my opinion than some of the other areas. Once you reach the end, you'll grab that squirrel. You'll also earn an optional achievement / trophy for visiting the secret lab, so you can grab that kind of automatically on the way out. But yeah, that's for On the Ice. Smooth sailing, we are on checkpoint number 9, going through to checkpoint number 10, and what we need to do at checkpoint 10 is drop underneath the container here, and then just ride through. For some reason, I think one of my wheels got caught on a piece of wood, so I was just having a really hard time just naturally riding into the shipping container. You can always reset the checkpoint if you have the same problem though, but the squirrel should be in front of you once you're under here. and you'll grab it, and we are almost wrapped up. The Australian Outback, checkpoint number 3, drop down into the secret Outback mining shaft. And for this one, not too bad. You just have to follow the pattern. We go under, then we go under, then we go over, and then we go under. And for the last one, we also go under. And if you do that in that order, it won't crush you. Grab the squirrel at the end, and that's that. Emerald City. This one's kind of tough. From one of the very first checkpoints, you need to bail up and over into the squirrel, but the angle is really tough. You got to really get on your back seat there and get up and not out. Then we are on Oilsay, checkpoint number 9. I have a modifier for only doing wheelies here for some reason. But once you reach checkpoint 9, just before checkpoint 10, drop down into the shipping container before the next checkpoint and reverse into the squirrel in order to get all 18. For some reason, I did have a really delayed pop on this one, so it took me a fair while for it to unlock. Maybe it will for you too. Thank you for watching. Hope the video was helpful. Drop a like and share the video with a friend. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Shout out to Double O, and I'll see you soon. Peace.